I was employed as the lifeguard at the pool. And I had a little girlfriend. She was a Canadian girl, and we got to know each other at the pool. We would go for walks through the pines, through these fire trails. And we'd play a little volleyball over there, or we would go swimming over there. Had a lovely time. Her name was Connie. You should have seen this place 30 years ago when it was running, and it was a real nudist colony. For a couple of bucks, you could come out here and spend the day, or a few bucks more, rent one of those cabins over there, sit around in the evening, listen to the river running by, watch the big old moon above, come on over here and play a little volleyball. One night, I suggested that we go for a walk because it was a full moon. And normally we stuck to the main roads, but we decided it was so bright that we could go down one of these little fire trails and be completely by ourselves. The trail was very small. It looked like it had been made by wagon wheels, not by car wheels. I mean, we were telling ourselves that it was cool and there was nothing to be afraid of, and we had each other, you know. We were doing fine until we got to this clearing. A little clearing just like this. The clearing from Nightmare Alley. Because something was different in this clearing. It all started with an old refrigerator. It was lying on its back. The two of us, we pried this lid up, and the first thing I remember was these tiny bugs. This swarm of tiny bugs flew up in our faces, so much that we recoiled, and suddenly the wind came. And the wind started running around through the branches, and they created a sound. I don't know, it could have been my imagination, I don't know, but it sounded to me like wings, like big wings beating themselves in the air. Wings, and I thought I heard like stamping on the ground, like the stamping of hooves. That's all I remember, because I was running at full flight with Connie beside me, back down this trail, away from this clearing, away from this refrigerator, but with the distinct feeling that something was right behind me. Now, I knew better than to turn around and look back. And I didn't, but Connie did. Connie turned around and she looked, and she let out a wail that I have never heard from a human being. All I can say is that we were fast runners, because we got back to this road here and we trooped on along here, and she was so frightened that she didn't even say goodbye. She went back to one of those cabins over there. Connie lived here. She was staying with her mom and dad when this place was going and flourishing. I brought her home that night, and she ran inside before I could even say goodbye to her. She's so terrified, poor thing. I stood out here and waited in the moonlight for her to come out, and she didn't. So I went home. I went back the next morning, went to work, the pool, and she wasn't there. I came by here, and the place was cleaned out. She'd moved. I never saw the Jersey Devil, and I never saw Connie again.
Some scholars say that the Jersey Devil is a pterodactyl or some other animal from the Jurassic period that has survived all these years in an underground cave. Others say that it's just a crowfoot goose, an animal with a large wingspan, a bad temper, and a very loud screech.
Those scholars are wrong. The Jersey Devil is that horrible thing that lived in the lake when you went to camp. The Jersey Devil is that boogeyman that lived under your bed when you were 5 years old and came out as soon as your mom turned out the lights. Jersey Devil is like the worst thing in the whole world that you would ever want to meet alone on your own and out in the woods. You know, if you don't believe in the Jersey Devil, or if you do believe in him and you've never seen him and you'd like to, my advice to you is to come out here in these piney woods on Halloween and just see what comes along.